The 2007 Undergraduate Diploma Ceremony of Case Western Reserve University is hereby convened. It is my pleasure to introduce Interim President Gregory L. Eastwood.
Good morning again. We're here to award all the undergraduate diplomas and to recognize some special members of our faculty. But first, I want to thank the students in this class. I thank you for coming here to Case Western Reserve University, for succeeding in mastering the rigors of freshman orientation. I had some experience with that last summer. You got lots of advice from people like me and upper class people. I thank you for the contributions that you've made to each other and to all of us here at this university. You've had the experience of learning, not only from your teachers and mentors, but from each other. And it's that latter method of learning that will be the most important for you for the rest of your life, learning from your colleagues and your peers. And I urge you to be aware of that method of learning to maximize the gifts that it brings. Finally, I thank you for helping, notice finally, if you were listening to Mr. Letter, he said that's the most important word during a commencement. Finally, I thank you for helping to fulfill the purpose of this university, which I believe is to improve the lives of people, your lives and the lives of people everywhere, on this campus, in this community, in this nation, and around the world. And I know that you will continue to fulfill that purpose wherever you go. So I thank you for everything that you have done and will continue to do as alumni of this university as you join the more than 100,000 people who have graduated from this university and now live somewhere on this globe. Many of them are right here. It is now my pleasure to present your class president, Elise Moretti, to deliver the senior farewell.
Good morning. I'm proud to address you today as the president of the class of 2007. Nearly 4 years ago today, we came from all over the nation, from all over the world, to Case Western Reserve University. We quickly learned to navigate our new environment with the help of greenies, which were actually white, and elephant stairs, just as daunting as their name suggests. We've seen name changes, leadership changes, construction changes, and a vice presidential debate. Whether we were listening to Meatloaf wail, I would do anything for love in Leutner, or rooting for our respective residence halls and intramural competitions, the most important thing was that we got through freshman year and every other year together. We remember a simpler time, a time when the binary walkway was Baker Building, a time when the village at 115th was just 115th Street, and a time when everyone at the university agreed upon the same name for our school. For our 4 years of efforts, we were rewarded with a snow day on Valentine's Day 2007, the first snow day at Case in over 20 years. Along the way, we lost comrades. I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the lives that were lost in our 4 years here. While they're not with us physically, their legacy and impact on us will never be forgotten. Their names are Brett Childs, Zach Musick, and Professor Ignacio J. Acasio, also known as Doc Ock, an honorary member of the class of 2007 and every class he taught, mentored, and befriended. On a personal note, I'd like to thank my family, especially my parents, for supporting my sisters and I every step of the way, leading their lives with integrity and respect, and being the kindest and most caring people I'll ever know. Thank you to all the parents of the class of 2007. Without you, we wouldn't be here today, and I think you all deserve a round of applause. To the faculty, staff, and administrators at Case, thank you for supporting us, thank you for teaching us, and most of all, thank you for guiding us in our journey of becoming ethical, responsible, and engaged citizens. Most of all, thank you to my fellow seniors and friends. Thank you for helping me understand abstract concepts at 3 in the morning. Thank you for spending hours helping me with my crazy ideas. And thank you for running in the Hudson Relays when I called you 20 minutes before you had to run. Laura, Jared, Peter, and Cody, thank you for everything. Now, it just wouldn't be a case graduation speech without the mention of something scholarly. As I thought about all the experiences and changes we've endured in the past 4 years, I just knew there had to be a biological mechanism that could describe our journey. I thought long and hard, but ultimately it was my friend Anthony Noto who came up with the perfect analogy, the thymus. The thymus is a gland in the upper chest cavity where white blood cells called T cells grow and develop. I'm a biology minor, sorry. Once they're mature, they leave the thymus and they go on to play a major role in the immune system. The T cells go on to do many different things in many different parts of the body, but all of them are involved in fighting disease. Some T cells destroy tumors and cancerous cells, others help the immune system respond so the body can fight off disease, and yet another type help the immune system remember past infections. Ultimately, the thymus and the T cells protect the body from viruses, fungi, bacteria, and cancer. And though the T cells leave the thymus continues to exert an influence on the T cells. So what does all of this have to do with commencement? Well, scientist and author Dr. Alan Can writes, in the thymus gland, cells undergo a process of maturation and education prior to release into the circulation. This process allows the T cells to develop the important attribute known as self-tolerance. Just like the T cells in the thymus gland, today's graduating seniors have attained this self-tolerance through long nights spent in the library, hundreds of clinical rotations, group presentations, senior projects, long hours in the lab, an immeasurable number of pages and books read, and a library's worth of papers written. In these ventures, we've been met with both success and failure. But because of these experiences, today we are stronger, and we are fully prepared to go out into the circulation. And as the T cells go out into the body to fight disease, so we set out into the world, ready to take on all of the challenges life will present us with. Regardless of our chosen profession, business, education, law, engineering, healthcare, or any other area, we all will use our own talents and experiences to take on the problems of the world. University officials, I have some good news. T cells often return to the thymus after their healing work is done. Scientists aren't sure why this occurs, but maybe they return to educate new T cells, or continue their own education, or help new T cells find their purpose, or maybe they return to donate money to the Thymus Alumni Association. Just as the thymus is integral in shaping the T cells and influencing their later work, CASE has profoundly impacted our lives and our futures. No matter where we go or what we do, we're forever linked and united by our common thymus gland, CASE. Though we'll continue to grow and move on to bigger and better things than we can even imagine here today, we will hold close the lessons we have learned, the friends we have made, the values we have chosen to live by, and the people who have shaped our lives at Case Western Reserve University. Thank you.
I like T cells. Yes. Now it's my pleasure to present the J. Bruce Jackson, MD Award in Undergraduate Mentoring. I'll call upon Jeffrey Wolkowitz, Dean of Undergraduate Studies, to present the recipients for these awards. The Jackson Award was established in 2003 by J. Bruce Jackson, Delbert 52, in honor of Dean Carl F. Whitkey, who served as an advisor, mentor, and friend to Dr. Jackson. The Jackson Award recognizes outstanding advising and mentoring of undergraduate students at Case Western Reserve University. Both faculty and staff are eligible to be nominated for the award. A committee of students selects one recipient each year from the nominations submitted by undergraduates. The recipient receives a monetary prize, and his or her name is engraved on a bronze plaque in twine.
Mr. President, it is my pleasure to present Daniel Ackerman, Professor and Chair in the Department of Physics. Since joining the faculty in 1996, Professor Akarib has had several mentoring opportunities with students on both large and small scales. Professor Akarib invites undergraduates to participate in his research group's work on dark matter and related research with the National Science Foundation. This exposure has propelled students onward in their careers and opened doors to prestigious graduate programs. One nominator remarked, "Professor Akarib is well known to physics students due to his sincere willingness to go beyond the role of instructor to help his students. He makes an effort to know each student personally." Professor Akarib states that mentoring is about forming relationships with students and understanding where they want to go with their careers. It is wonderful to see that process and be a part of helping them grow and understand what they want to do with their lives.
Dan Akarib, distinguished teacher, mentor, and scholar, I'm delighted to present you this 2007 Jackson Award. Congratulations.
Mr. President, it is my pleasure to present Craig Yantz, Sports Information Director in the Department of Physical Education and Athletics. Yantz joined the staff in December 1998, and he coordinates the media relations efforts for all 19 Spartan athletic teams. As the only full-time member in sports information, Yantz relies heavily on support from students to help at games and in the office. Many of the students he supervises have taken an interest in athletic media relations or sports management and have turned to Yantz for guidance. One student nominator emphasized how Yantz has presented invaluable opportunities for him to learn and gain experience towards a career in sports management. For his part, Yantz says, "I just want to be a good friend, help them out when needed, and point them in the right direction. It's the students who do the hard work."
Craig Yantz, distinguished advisor and mentor, I'm delighted to present you this 2007 Jackson Award. Now I am pleased to present the Carl F. Whitkey Awards for Distinguished Undergraduate Teaching. The late Dr. Whitkey, for whom this award is named, was for many years a member of the faculty of the Department of History. He also was an academic administrator and a leader in the intellectual life of this university. All faculty members who teach undergraduates are eligible for this award. A committee of students each year interviews faculty members who are nominated by students and recommends 2 persons to receive the award. The recipients receive a monetary prize, and their names are engraved on a bronze plaque in Twing Hall. This year, we are delighted to honor 2 recipients.
Mr. President, it is my pleasure to present David Pearson, professor in the Department of Accountancy. After a 34-year career in public accounting, Professor Pearson decided to share what he learned in over 3 decades of his profession and go into teaching because he simply wasn't ready to retire. Since joining the faculty in 1999, Professor Pearson has instructed every accounting major at the university at some point over the last 8 years. One of those students said, "Professor Pearson is well known for his hard classes, demanding homework, tough exams, and transparent teaching. Everyone who has had him and goes out into the working world attests that what they learned in his class is invaluable."
David Pearson, distinguished teacher and scholar, I am delighted to present you this 2007 Whitkey Award.
Mr. President, the second Whitkey Award this year is presented to Deepak Sarma, Associate Professor in the Department of Religious Studies. Professor Sarma's ability to engage the students and the intellectual excitement he creates in the classroom were two assets that impressed the students and the selection committee. Our written assignments were interesting, which is something that I find rarely happens. They required actual thought instead of mere research, said one nominator. Sarma's flair for education is something of a family tradition. I learned a lot about teaching from my father, who was also a college professor. I learned from watching him and listening in as he taught classes of nearly 800 students, and watched how he interacted with them and motivated them. I use a lot of his ideas and methods in my teaching.
Deepak Sarma, distinguished advisor, mentor, and scholar, I'm delighted to present you this 2007 Jackson Award. Congratulations. We now will begin the presentation of diplomas. The diplomas will be presented by the deans from the 4 schools offering programs leading to undergraduate degrees. Dean Cyrus Taylor of the College of Arts and Sciences, Dean Norman Tien of the Case School of Engineering, Dean May Waiko of the Francis Payne Bolton School of Nursing, and Dean Mohan Reddy of the Weatherhead School of Management. The first students to receive their diplomas are those who have fulfilled the requirements for 2 distinct baccalaureate degrees.
Candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science, or for 2 Bachelor of Science degrees from the College of Arts and Sciences. Jacob Matthew Aronson. Ashley Lynn Altman, magna cum laude. William James Benish, magna cum laude. Christopher Chang, summa cum laude. Anthony Ernest DeVito, with honors in political science. Teresa Ann Evans, summa cum laude, with honors in biochemistry. Sean Shirag Chandrahas Gandhi, summa cum laude, with honors in biochemistry. Rafaela Godsi Zega, cum laude. Amanda Erin Hernan. Nikki Ruoshi Kang, with honors in chemistry. Jennifer Dawn Kotzen, cum laude. Kristen E. Poyner, magna cum laude. Olga Yevgenyevna Ponomoreva, summa cum laude. Rachel Elizabeth Powers. Matthew Aaron Reyna, magna cum laude. Amber Catherine Taylor. John James Ross Thurmer, with honors in political science. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science from the College of Arts and Sciences, and the degree of Bachelor of Science in Engineering or Bachelor of Science in Computer Science from the Case School of Engineering. Alexander Chuang. Sean Joseph D., magna cum laude. August Christopher Delbert. Boris Dvorkin, magna cum laude. Robert D. Eisenman. Kevin Thomas Engel, summa cum laude. Joshua Royce Ernst, cum laude. Hunter Porterfield Ewan, magna cum laude. Evan Robert Heiser. Philip Matthew Mbezi. J. Robert Williams, summa cum laude. Sagar Patel, cum laude. Axel A. Reamer. Christopher Edward Weigold, cum laude. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts from the College of Arts and Sciences and the degree of Bachelor of Science in Accounting or Management from the Weatherhead School of Management. Yevgenia Barron, magna cum laude. Nathan Keene Gardner. Stephen Thomas Leonetti. David Lee Ma, cum laude with honors in political science. Jennifer Robin Mack, magna cum laude. Kyle Allen Orban. McDonald Worth Taylor, magna cum laude. Candidate for the degrees of Bachelor of Science in Accounting and Bachelor of Science in Management from the Weatherhead School of Management. Uona Karina Chinku.
From the College of Arts and Sciences, candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts.
And from the K School of Engineering, candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Computer Science and Bachelor of Science in Engineering.
Sarah Eileen Abdulihanan, cum laude.
Anas Abdul Malik.
Nicolo Sebastian Accordino, summa cum laude, with honors in international studies.
Mohammed Fizul Abu Bakar.
Shabna Rubaba Ahmed.
David L. Adams, Jr.
Noor Amudalal.
Mayank Agrawal.
Melanie Beth Eloy.
Mohammed Rashid Ahmad.
Benjamin Isaac Altos.
Benjamin J. Aarons.
Amelia Karen Andrews.
Jason Lee Amistadi.
Joshua Dylan Angelini, magna cum laude.
Christopher Andrew Anderson.
Laura Virova Angelova, summa cum laude.
Jennifer Marie Andy.
Tanina Aramponpan.
Gregory Cottrell Archer.
Jessica Ana Arteaga.
Evan Kyle Artis.
Rachel Genevieve Taylor Azrak.
Nurul Fazlin Azali.
Tanisha Aminata Bailey.
Mohammed Amiruddin Bardrodin.
Barbara Ann Barron.
Sirvotum Bajaj.
Glenn James Barnes, cum laude with honors in political science.
Jeffrey Joseph Barbaritz.
Jessica Marie Barnes.
Joseph Michael Barone.
Christy Aaron Barnes, summa cum laude, with honors in theater and dance.
Patrick James Barr.
Saptarshi Basu, with honors in political science.
AJ Nagesh Basavanghali.
Derek Joseph Benz.
Sahimin Bashri Bashiruddin.
Maya Bay.
John Carl Bear.
Alexander Benjamin Buhari.
Shaili Bhargav.
Anna Rachel Booth, magna cum laude.
Christina Marie Bihari, cum laude.
Megan Marie Brady.
Anil Birdi, summa cum laude.
Shayna Adrienne Braithwaite.
Nicole Martha Blanchette.
Thomas William Brew.
Thomas B. Boatwright, magna cum laude.
Jessica Corey Brick, summa cum laude.
Christopher Raymond Borish.
Dimitri Briskin.
Matthew James Boyack, magna cum laude.
Maya Maria Brown, cum laude.
Christopher Michael Bowley.
Keely Elizabeth Bryant.
Frederick Scott Brace III.
Brooke Lynn Bunch.
Joseph Michael Brenner.
Irene Buto, summa cum laude, with honors in international studies.
Gregory Ferguson Brown, summa cum laude.
Laura Beth Butts, summa cum laude, with honors in biology.
Laura Marie Burke.
Nicholas William Callahan, cum laude.
Frank Alessandro Calma.
Daniel G. Carlton.
Carrie Elizabeth Kasdan.
Daniel G. Carlton.
Marty Yuanfang Chang.
Christine Witten Chambers, magna cum laude, with honors in political science.
Jack Y. Chen.
Jasmine Nicole Chandler.
Roger C. Chang, magna cum laude.
Jonathan Matthew Chang, magna cum laude.
David Warren Chestek, cum laude.
Shrigru Jessica Chen, magna cum laude.
Brian Scott Chorney.
Jensen S. Chu.
Scott K. Christensen, magna cum laude.
Alma Chopra.
Lee Edward Christensen, summa cum laude.
Peter Song Chung, cum laude.
Ryan Christopher Kaufman, magna cum laude.
Stephanie Jean Cleary.
Stuart Michael Cohen, summa cum laude.
Jasper Calvin Collier.
Marlon R. Cox.
Mallory Lynn Corp.
Stephanie A. Crabtree.
Matthew Corrigan.
Jacob Mark Crandall, cum laude.
Nina Nicole Kotikia.
Konstantin Peter Dom, cum laude.
Bethany Lynn Craig, cum laude.
Craig Thomas Dangler.
Michael Patrick Crawford, with honors in classics.
Kelly Lynn Daniels.
David Travis Deprest.
Quinn Wyatt Daniels.
Sonali Neelish Desai, cum laude.
Kevin Anthony Davis, cum laude.
Rishi Raj Duringa.
Matthew Charles Deans, magna cum laude.
Jacqueline Lisa Diefenbacher.
Michael Thomas Demko, summa cum laude.
Catherine Elizabeth DeSomony.
Nicholas Allen Dennison, magna cum laude.
Laura Eunice Dola, cum laude. With honors in religious studies, with honors in psychology.
Jessica Ann DeQuach, cum laude.
Lucas Matthew Donovan, summa cum laude.
Catherine Irene Dickey, cum laude.
Kelly Duncan, cum laude.
Rachel Nicole Devisi.
James Thomas Edwards, summa cum laude, with honors in economics.
Daniel Patrick Donato, magna cum laude.
Robert Allen Ike, with honors in Spanish.
Yang Dong, magna cum laude.
Sarah Elizabeth English.
Yu Dong.
Holly Suzanne Ezo, magna cum laude.
Stephen Robert Downey.
Anna Chloe Farkas, magna cum laude.
Joshua Brian Dudek.
Nina Marie Fatigati, summa cum laude.
Nathan Christopher Duff.
Laura Kristen Ferenzi.
Philip Allen Dunker, summa cum laude.
Jeremy Allen Fishman.
Remy Durand, summa cum laude.
Kimberly Ann Fitzer.
Mohini Dutt.
Amber Marie Forrester.
Jessica Marie Eckhart.
Lisa Ann Favozo.
Adam Jared Eisenman.
Jason Matthew Franzak.
Hilary Cartimandua Amer.
Denise Marie Gardner, cum laude.
Porfirio Esparra III.
Christopher A. Geddos.
Patrick Dachung Fiducia, cum laude.
Sarah Kathleen G.
Benjamin Powell Fitzpatrick.
Courtney Carolyn Geib.
James Patrick Fogarty Jr., magna cum laude.
Anne Elizabeth Gifford.
Zachary Peter Ferdine.
Jennifer E. Gilbert.
Oleg Friedman.
Jeremy Thomas Gillespie.
Neil Joseph Friedrich, cum laude.
Karen N. Goodwin, summa cum laude.
Robert John Gardner.
Tracy Gozin, summa cum laude.
Gregory Vincent Gasparo.
Jacqueline Celeste Green with honors in political science.
Stephen Anthony Genovese.
Joseph Marcus Grover, magna cum laude with honors in political science.
Matthew Aaron German Lorty.
Sarah Elizabeth Gilliam, cum laude.
Eric Clark Giles.
Shipra Gupta, magna cum laude.
Bradley C. Gill, summa cum laude.
Sarah Elizabeth Guthrie.
Benjamin Michael Gallup, cum laude.
Jane Christine Haas.
Stephen Patrick Guff, cum laude.
Kristen Michelle Haas.
Jennifer Elizabeth Green, summa cum laude.
Eric Sharpley Hammond.
Jessica Heather Green, cum laude.
Ricky Harshman, magna cum laude.
Heather Louise Greenwood, cum laude.
William Richard Hedberg, cum laude, with honors in economics.
James Colin Groh, cum laude.
Michael James Hybe, cum laude.
Matthew James Gruss.
Justin Ward Hemingway, cum laude.
Alexander John Grutter, summa cum laude.
Megan DuPont Henderson, summa cum laude, with honors in international studies.
Elizabeth C. Hahn.
Kathleen Ann Hildreth, summa cum laude.
Kelly Ann Haley.
Timothy Hillman.
Anwar Ridwan Hamdan.
Kedar Shivanan Haramath.
Christopher Ryan Hammonds.
Allison Ann Hirsch, magna cum laude, with honors in international studies.
Paul Charles Hannon.
Sarah D. Hirschhorn.
Allison Yao Hao.
Jason Shee Holworth, cum laude.
Alexander George Harvey.
David B. Holland, summa cum laude.
Saidul Huzri Hasnan.
Ying Hui.
Evan Thomas Hayward.
Sakura Grace Hui.
John Michael Heddleston, cum laude.
Kevin James Hurley, summa cum laude.
Meredith Elise Heinzel, summa cum laude.
Chelsea Blair Irvin, with honors in political science.
Danielle Bethany Henkel.
Gregory Scott Irwin.
Michael S. Henry.
Scott Edward Jacobs, magna cum laude.
Stephen Young Hill.
Abba K. Jane, summa cum laude.
Jared M. Hoover.
Jared Robert Jameson, magna cum laude, with honors in political science.
Megan Diana Hoddle.
Brittany Morgan Janis, cum laude, with honors in theater and dance.
Kenneth Jacob Huber.
Robert Alex Jasinski Jr.
George David Stephen Huddleston III, summa cum laude.
John Francis Jennings.
Ilham Junaidi Ismail.
Jessica Lee Jensen, cum laude.
Brittany Ann Eisner.
Darren DeLauro Johnson.
Maria Celeste Jackson.
Alexis Antoinette Jones.
Daniel Theodore Lund Jager, summa cum laude.
Keely Denise Jones.
Patrick Adam Jeffers, magna cum laude. Congratulations.
Hyung-woo Jung.
Randall Scott Johnson, cum laude.
Ilir Andre Kalemi.
Michael Jacob Jolson, summa cum laude.
Ankush Kaura.
Kyle Douglas Kalaibi.
John Joseph Kanan, magna cum laude.
Kenneth Cam.
Linda Somi Kang, magna cum laude.
David Aaron Kaminsky.
Ryan Daniel Karasek.
Samer John Kareem.
Priyanka S. Karnik.
Christopher Royce Carr.
Philip James Karras, magna cum laude, with honors in political science.
Ankit Kurana.
Ryan Mark Kelly.
Jason Christopher King.
Kiran Kaur Kaira, cum laude.
Christina Lynn Kupke.
Sabrina Joanne Kalfoun, summa cum laude.
Nitin Sharma Kolaru.
Evan J. Condolis.
Anthony Dominic Colosi.
Cassandra Lynn Kornbaugh, summa cum laude.
Nicholas Vincent Cosario.
Rachel Gertrude Kroner, cum laude.
Louis Koznaski, cum laude.
Christina Lang.
James Michael Koska, summa cum laude.
Sarah Elizabeth Langhorst.
Maxwell Aaron Kotlarczyk.
Derek William Locks, cum laude.
Eric Brian Kreit, cum laude.
Chung Hung Lee.
Pierce Andrew Cannell, cum laude.
Sang Jo Lee.
Bornali Kundu, magna cum laude.
Ruth Lihar Jarunkan.
Thomas Jacob Langlier.
Fun Lee, summa cum laude.
Kevin Lee Lavallee.
Heather Michelle Link, cum laude.
Simon Charles Layton.
Kunal Amatal Lodia.
Andrew James Lyther.
Andrea Lynette Longstreet, cum laude.
Stanley Su Chen Lo.
Joanna Natasha Lopez.
David Arthur Loomis.
Shantia Laria Lowe.
Sean Michael Loughran, magna cum laude.
Christopher Stephen Lundy.
Jonathan Andrew Lux.
Marcus S. Leitonen, with honors in political science.
Sarah Regan McEwen, summa cum laude.
Madhura Moithra, cum laude.
Amanda Lynn Makar.
Arnab Majamdar, cum laude.
Irina McAvee, magna cum laude.
Amanda K. Malat.
Jonathan Michael Manuzak.
Deanna Manabusan Manglona.
Noah Michael Marciniak, cum laude.
David Michael Mansfield, summa cum laude, with honors in political science.
Yuri Victor Martinyuk, cum laude.
David Bryant Marshall, summa cum laude.
Philip Andrew Mathewson, cum laude.
Samantha Joanne May, magna cum laude.
Franklin Stewart Macy.
Stephen Frederick Mays, magna cum laude.
Nicole R. McFarland.
Timothy A. Melton, summa cum laude, with honors in international studies.
Jenna Denise Mayhall, cum laude.
Congratulations. Ebony Michelle Merritt.
Diana Marjorie Meredith.
Stephanie Ann Michael, magna cum laude.
Derek Paul Miller, summa cum laude.
Christian David Miller, cum laude, with honors in economics.
Mark Thomas Miracola.
Elise Nicole Moretti, with honors in psychology.
Sita Mishra, cum laude.
Kristen Mayvida Nacion, cum laude.
Mohammed Munsif Mohammed Sharif.
T.
Kate Moore.
Manoj P. Nair.
Kenneth Christopher Moses.
Sheila Allison Namati.
Grant Russell Mott.
John Allen Newbrow III.
Patrick David Murphy.
Kathy K. Wynn.
Duk Hyun Nam.
Stephanie K. Nothel, summa cum laude.
Karim Charbel Nujaim.
Ignacio Obujero Paz.
Nika Kabasi Williams Obotetukodua.
Sarah Elizabeth O'Brawl.
Julio Oro, cum laude.
Anne Unhe O.
Amy Lee Osborne, summa cum laude.
Achites Ogra, summa cum laude.
John R. Powell.
William Robert Oram.
Tomas Lee Perry.
Prathima Pangulor, summa cum laude.
Anish Jayant Patel, cum laude.
Anish Bomukund Purik, summa cum laude.
Niral Kiran Kumar Patel.
Hannah Park.
Punkti R. Patel, cum laude.
Jennifer Marie Parson, magna cum laude.
Jana Christine Pierce.
Kamal Umesh Patel, with honors in biochemistry.
Lee Christine Peters.
Mansi Davesh Patel, magna cum laude.
Christy Lee Patrician.
Parker William Patterson.
James Francis Petrowski, magna cum laude.
Amanda Nanette Perkins.
Philip John Polito.
Meredith Ann Perkins.
Boyan Popovich.
Nicole Marie Petroncosta.
John David Pisarchuk.
Stephen J. Pergostini.
Lynn Abigail Chen.
Sarah Marie Pokalski.
Saif Ali Kaderi.
Joe Kwasipoku.
Manu Sri Ram, summa cum laude.
Christopher James Powers.
Mohammed Khairuddin Rahman.
Elizabeth Collins Pretzinger.
Kristen Sharmila Raj, summa cum laude.
Seth Joseph Puckett.
Shujana Navar Reddy.
Karen Lynn Rafalki.
Scott Monroe Reed.
Sandhya Ravichandran, cum laude.
James Olin Ricewig.
Monica B. Reddy, magna cum laude.
Benjamin Addison Rellinger, summa cum laude.
Thomas Andrew Raymond.
Benjamin Joseph Roy Rose, cum laude.
David Bloomquist Resch, magna cum laude.
Matthew Bonar Roseman.
Elise Aurora Ribeiro, cum laude, with honors in political science.
Sarah Maria Rovito, cum laude.
Nicole Elizabeth Rich, magna cum laude.
Kathy Grace Ruchko.
Michael Robert Rienzo.
Badrul Hisham Sairan.
Pamela Todd Rissu.
Mohammed Zulhusni Saleh.
Micah William Sanders.
Aaron Kathleen Salter, magna cum laude.
Sean Santa.
Elizabeth Marie Samuelson.
Frank Joe Savell IV.
Thomas Edward Sanders.
Brooke Jessica Shep.
Catherine Marie Shad. Congratulations.
Heidi Sue Schmidt.
Charles Laird Schmidt, summa cum laude.
John Wheeler Shorey III.
Sean Michael Schneider, summa cum laude.
Bradley Todd Siedler, summa cum laude.
Raju Kirtikumar Shah.
Christina Marie Sharon.
Brandon Eric Siegel.
Joshua Thomas Shaw, summa cum laude, with honors in political science and with honors in economics.
Oliver Scott Small, summa cum laude.
Thomas Blair Shepard.
Alexander Christian Smith.
Michelle L. Simpkins.
Lauren Louise Smith, summa cum laude.
Brandy Jeree Simmerly, cum laude.
Stephen Daniel Smith.
Laura M. Simna.
Elizabeth Ann Sparks.
Rohit Singh, cum laude.
Taru K. Srivastava.
Nakul Singhal.
Nicholas Alexander Stefanov.
Elizabeth Christine Skilton.
Michael Edmund Stockman.
Amanda Lee Slater.
Matthew Allen Stone, magna cum laude.
Ryan James Starks, summa cum laude, with honors in economics.
Gregory John Sternad, magna cum laude.
Julie D. Steck.
Swetha Suresh, cum laude.
Graham Michael Steffen, cum laude.
Aslam R. Sayed.
Michael James Stentz, summa cum laude, with honors in classics.
Jeffrey C.
Victoria Louise Sutak.
Gregory Paul Zork.
Akansha Thakur, summa cum laude.
Harman Tam.
Benjamin James Titus.
Chad Tang, summa cum laude.
Elaine Lynn Todd, summa cum laude, with honors in political science.
John Nicholas Tantalo, cum laude.
Elena Therese Tomarowitz.
Paul Benton Taylor.
Andrew Hongtian Tran, cum laude.
Micah Keith Tho.
Sarah Elizabeth Tremont, summa cum laude, with honors in international studies and honors in world literature.
Russell Edward Tisher.
Jeffrey Thomas Varespi.
Mylan Douglas Tomsick.
Nide Vijay Vargia, magna cum laude.
Daniel Glenn Trivet.
Lauren Francis Vitko.
Jonathan Lee Trout.
Megan Leigh Vo, cum laude.
Perry Thomas Twyford.
Deborah Lynn Weinstein, magna cum laude.
Kevin John Van Valkenburg, magna cum laude.
Rachel Eva Welter, magna cum laude with honors in chemistry.
Abigail Ruth Vinson, magna cum laude.
Stephen Benjamin Wentz, summa cum laude with honors in Spanish.
Jonathan Gregory Vergi.
Lindsay Marie Westcott.
Michael J. Vucetic.
Karen Marie Wheeler, summa cum laude with honors in psychology.
Jonathan Eric Wallace.
Jordan Isai Jenrette White.
Andrew David Wallet.
Matthew Thomas Hooley, magna cum laude with honors in Spanish.
Wanzeti Zarita Wanama Nasri.
Kirsten Andrea Wolf, summa cum laude.
Van Ahmad Izudin Van Danang.
Rebecca Lynn Wolf.
Jenny Wang, summa cum laude.
Dee Shia, cum laude.
Hannah Kate Weber.
Edie Zhu, magna cum laude.
Brandon James Wigan.
Fei Yan.
Christopher Joseph Williams, summa cum laude.
Dokyeon Sophie Yu, cum laude.
Edgar Robert Wilson.
Christine Sue Yoon, magna cum laude with honors in political science.
Alex Yakubovich.
Diane Michelle Zellner.
Mark Allen Zeidman.
Elizabeth C. Jiang.
Nina Stobli-Zobenica.
Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Applied Mathematics, Art Education, Astronomy, Biochemistry, Biology, Chemistry, Dean's Approved Major in Neuroscience, Mathematics, Mathematics and Physics, Music Education, Nutrition, Physics, and Statistics. Andrea Elizabeth Abe, cum laude.
From the Weatherhead School of Management, candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Science in Accounting or Management. Naveen Aurora, magna cum laude.
Jared Michael Allred, magna cum laude.
Kevin Artista.
Elizabeth Ashley Bear.
Richard Joseph Boulaz, summa cum laude.
Jacob Philip Bedrosian, summa cum laude.
Elizabeth Basich.
Alex Belianioff.
Jeff Buzelinski, Plincia.
Matthew Tiemann Bird.
Kristen Bird.
David Michael Blair.
Matthew Coolidge.
Benton Tyler Balmer.
David Korn, cum laude.
Alexandra Carol Carlson.
Zachary Davis.
James Chipenchang, cum laude, with honors in biology.
Nicholas DeCesar.
Andrew Michael Clary.
John Doulos.
Veronica Marie Coleman.
Andrew James Durlack, magna cum laude.
Stephanie Lynn Davis.
Jamie Ellison.
Stephanie Marie Megan Davis.
Mark Ewart Jr.
Dana Marie Dempsey, cum laude.
Johannes Fresgi.
Yoshi Ding, magna cum laude, with honors in biology.
Stanislav Alexander Garber, cum laude.
John Joseph Erickson, summa cum laude.
Matthew Geis.
Patricia Ann Eastep.
George P. Neal.
Michael Joseph Gisondo III.
Allison Glue.
David Ronald Gall.
Christine Goodrich.
Ian Gopal Gould.
Artur Jacek Grabowski, summa cum laude.
James Brian Hengenius, summa cum laude.
David Guttavia.
Chelsea Ann Horvath.
Scott Hansen.
Jason Edward Hudak, summa cum laude with honors in chemistry.
Chelsea Hansen.
Eric G. Jang.
Frederick Heath II.
Jennifer
Cum laude.
Lee Call.
Matthew Ho Han Ip.
Lisa Jingyi Kyung.
Sarah Ismail Baeji.
Robert David Kinsey.
Ho Young Jang.
Jason Jeffrey Codis.
Cassandra Kaup.
Benjamin Jonah Kreis, cum laude.
Laura Kim.
Rain Honeyling Lambrecht, summa cum laude.
Kelly Kong.
Carolyn He Lee.
Noah Konako.
Robert Leo Maxwell Jr., magna cum laude.
Chase Kuntz.
Sarah Elizabeth Marshall.
An Lei.
Andrew Philip Michelson, magna cum laude with honors in biology.
Eric Sean McKinley, summa cum laude.
Colin Peter Milne.
Deanna Mosby.
Eric Navo, cum laude.
Alexandra Petrovich.
Anthony G. Noto, cum laude.
Susan Foe, cum laude.
Jennifer Ann Otola, cum laude.
Timothy W. Ridgely, magna cum laude.
Michael Papanoff, cum laude.
Katie Jeanette Riddell, magna cum laude.
Christopher George Parker, cum laude, with honors in chemistry.
Jameson Root.
Autumn Lee Pern, cum laude.
Brandon Thomas Roush, magna cum laude.
Samuel Howard Riviere.
Kashul Shaw.
Andrew M. Shrefrina, summa cum laude.
Vishul Shaw.
Andrew Mark Shekmanaruk, cum laude.
Mohammed Shamsuddin.
Mark Allen Scamilone, magna cum laude.
Jeremy Sharper.
Shaltul Pankang Kumar, Shaw.
Robert M. Shaw.
Nathan Aaron Shaman, cum laude.
Alini Silva.
Benjamin David Shank, magna cum laude.
Joshua Simpson.
Elise Alexandra Shearer, cum laude.
Matthew Skolnicki.
Amanda Jean Spiro.
Ryan Smith.
Jacqueline Catherine Staple, cum laude.
William Summers.
David Peter Starenschak, summa cum laude.
John Stavlas.
Devraj Sakul, summa cum laude.
Kimberly Sullivan.
Kristen Nicole Sullivan.
Daniel M. Tick, magna cum laude.
Thomas Sebastian Keats, summa cum laude with honors in chemistry.
Jeffrey Tollett.
Audrey Thornton Todhunter.
Dionisio Trigo.
Natalie Ann Vajda.
Lori Sue Vanelli, magna cum laude.
Jenna Marie Vergat, magna cum laude.
Michael Wiedenmeyer.
Jason A. Warner.
Robert Zaharoff.
Matthew Wallace Wilden.
Alicia K. Zack. Jennifer Zolman.
Matthew James Wilkinson. Stephen David Wobser. Sebastian Paul Wyman, magna cum laude. Eliza Lynn Zelazinski, cum laude.
From the Francis Payne Bolton School of Nursing, candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Mararis Jaylene Acosta. Robin Ann Adair. Augustina Shinari Anorzi. Emily Marie Antes. Amanda Lee Baker, cum laude. Meredith Ann Bainey. Rachel Amber Bartolone. Stephanie Renee Bates. Ian Levens, summa cum laude. Julie Ann Borchert. Emily Jean Bruckner. Catherine Alicia Canfield. Elizabeth Ann Caudell, cum laude. Joanna Maria Shamalecki, summa cum laude. Lauren Sarah Simbrioni. Kimberly Michelle Clark. Christopher Robert Carnaccione. Deanna Andrea Cox. Lauren Margaret Craig, cum laude. Josephine Ann Dimmick. Samla Dura. Caroline Acton Fitzgerald, summa cum laude. Jessica Ann Galaska. Ashley Nicole Garman. Colleen Ann Griffith, cum laude. Kathleen Marie Holloway. Justine Gail Hart. Mary Claire Haney, summa cum laude. Sarah Colleen Henderson. Nadia Ferozi Hussein. Latasha Diane Jones. Cinnamon Taisha Kane. Laura Renee Cole. Melissa Lynn Lush. Esther Joy McGill Crane, summa cum laude. Nicole K. Mahong. Jessica Gail McCleary. Amanda Marie McConkey cum laude. Sora Rivka Mendelson. Margaret E. Mills, summa cum laude. Janet Lee Mimna. Heather Ann Mertel. Maureen Elizabeth Musato, cum laude. Catherine Marie Nicholson. Kristen Renee Parcell. Courtney Jansen Robinson. Teresa Marie Schumann, cum laude. Emily Hope Schindeldecker. Leanne Marguerite Short. Alicia Pauline Snyder. Frida J. Soel. Carrie Ellen Stoila, magna cum laude. Michael Wayne Stoltz. Rachel Suzanne Studer, summa cum laude. Mary Catherine Sullivan. Michelle Suzanne Traeger. Catania Nalini Turner, cum laude. Lindsay Courtney Welsh. Allison Lynn Yak. Maria K. Yelich.
We have just seen the lifeblood of this university. Congratulations. Now I have the pleasure to introduce John Massey, immediate past president of the Alumni Association of Case Western Reserve University. John is a 1966 engineering graduate, an active alumni leader, and a great friend of the university. John currently serves as a member of the board of directors of the Alumni Association. John?
Thank you, President Eastwood. Let me add my personal congratulations to all of you on your accomplishments while here at Case Western Reserve University. When I graduated from this great institution more than 40 years ago, I was warmly welcomed into the alumni family, and I am pleased to extend that welcome to you today. You are all now officially lifetime members of the Alumni Association of Case Western Reserve University. It's an outstanding community of 100,000 men and women. Indeed, it is your university, and it is here to help you in your professional and personal development, no matter where your career takes you. Alumni events are held here in Cleveland and in chapters throughout the country, indeed throughout the world. Washington, D.C., Houston, Los Angeles, Tokyo, just to name a few. Now, your Alumni Association needs your participation in order to pass our history and traditions to future generations of students. And because the entire university community is eager to celebrate your future achievements, please stay connected and involved. Last but not least, I would like to invite all of you to return to campus later this year for Alumni Weekend. On October the 4th, we will dedicate our new Alumni House on Juniper Road, a true home away from home, whenever you return to visit. Again, welcome to the next step in your lifetime relationship with your alma mater. I wish you all the very best.
There is a very vibrant alumni chapter in Tokyo. I was there, so he wasn't just making that up. Thank you, John. Thank you all. Congratulations to everyone in this room for what you've done to make this wonderful day a reality. But congratulations especially to each of the graduates. You have my admiration and my gratitude for everything you have done, and we're very proud of you. Your parents are proud of you, your loved ones are proud of you, and we count on you to carry the traditions of this great university around the world. I applaud you, thank you, best wishes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our ceremony. Please rise and remain at your seats until the academic procession has left Veal Center. The faculty and students will be marching to the reception, which will be held in a Delbert gym. We invite all the families and friends to meet their students there.
Thank you.